again, everybody. It's your old pal, the History Nerd. I am back in the man cave, and in this video, we are going to unbox and review the Resistol Denison Bangora Straw cowboy hat that a friendly and gregarious delivery driver brought to my home earlier today, simply out of the goodness of his heart. So let's quit fart knocking and get busier than a cross-eyed air traffic controller. So as I begin to open this box, you're probably saying, "Dadgum, History Nerd, that's a big ass box for a cowboy hat." You, sir, are 100% correct. This is a big ass box. I ordered this hat from Amazon rather than the Resistol website because the price was the same, but I got 2-day shipping via Amazon. But if any of you have ever ordered a hat from Amazon, you have learned one thing. Amazon has no cotton picking idea how to ship cowboy hats. I have seen online where people have received a straw cowboy hat that's crammed into one of those shipping bags, so when they get it on their doorstep, it is a crushed and useless ball of Shantung straw. But I decided to take a chance and order from Amazon anyway. I got the opposite. Rather than throwing the hat into a plastic shipping bag, I got giant box overkill, but I am curious to see not only what the hat looks like in terms of being shipped, let's hope it's in good shape, but the hat in general, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So we will open the box. The hat is in good shape. It is in a box that is much too large. But that's fine. The hat looks like it's in good shape. Let me take it out of the hat frame. Here we go. Yeah. This is going to be an interesting video, folks. Let me tell you why. So I was screwing around, scrolling through the Resistol website, and I saw a hat that looked like the Stetson Rancher, which is a $125 Stetson hat. It's a great hat. I have one. But this hat was only $40, but looked remarkably like the Stetson Rancher. And I said, "History Nerd, how can they sell a hat that is so remarkably like the Rancher for just $40? And then I read it's made of Bangora straw. I have never owned a Bangora straw hat, and like I said, the hat was 40 bucks. So I decided I would take a flyer and order it so I could school you guys on Bangora straw and learn about it myself. Now, we have talked about in other videos, I have reviewed and unboxed tons of Shantung straw Stetson hats. Shantung straws we've talked about many times. They take very high quality, like rice paper, put it under tremendous pressure, and then cut it into strips, and then they take those strips and they hand weave hats out of Shantung straw. Bangora straw is similar, but if Shantung straw is up here on the quality scale, Bangora's kind of down here, because they take low quality paper and they smash it together and they make kind of a yarn out of it. They may make strips too, but I think they kind of make a Bangora paper yarn out of it. And while the Shantung straw is hand woven, Bangora straw is, the yarn is put in a machine, and this is 100% machine made. They have these big, like sewing machines, hat making machines, and those things just spit these things out one after another. It's just like, they're just spitting these hats out. And so this is a Bangora straw hat. This is my first time seeing a Bangora straw hat, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I am not impressed because it does not look at all like Shantung straw or paper straw. It does not look like straw. This hat looks like it's made out of plastic. It looks like one of those kids' plastic cowboy hats that we used to get back in the 70s when I was growing up. It feels plastic. On first glance, two thoughts come to mind. If you've ever bought a gallon of milk from Sam's Club, you know the square white jugs that milk comes in? This hat looks and feels like it was made out of one of those Sam's Club milk jugs. It really does. And it does not look like it was sewn by a machine. It doesn't look like it's paper yarn. Y'all, it looks like plastic. It looks like somebody 3D printed a cowboy hat. That's what this hat looks like. There's no holes between the straw that would give any impression that it's real straw. It's all one piece. It's like somebody 3D printed a cowboy hat, and it ain't bad looking, I would assume, from a distance, but up close, y'all, it looks and feels like a milk jug hat. But let's give it a shot. We're going to look at it like we look at all of the hats and give it the once over. The crown on this hat has a cattleman's crease in it. The crown of it is 4 3/8 inches tall. The brim is 4 inches. It's got a simple black ribbon band, just like the $125 Rancher I was talking about. There is no hat pin on this hat. Let me pause for a minute and remind you that both Resistol and Stetson are both owned by the same parent company, Hatco. But I don't think Stetson makes a Bangora straw hat. And looking at this one, I can pretty much understand why. So we've gone over the crown, the brim, the hat band. Before we take a look at the inside, let me do what I always, well, not what I always do, what I'm doing for this video. I printed out the description of this hat off the Resistol website. So let me read it to you while you're taking a look at this hat. It says, part of the Resistol Double R collection, the 7X Denison cowboy hat is made to stand up to anything the ranch, the range, or the rodeo has to throw at it. This rugged 7X Bangora hat is Texas tough with style points thrown in for good measure. I have concerns with them calling this a 7X hat, and we will talk about that in a minute. It's part of the Double R collection, can stand up to anything the ranch, the range, or the rodeo has to throw at it. Obviously, this hat is meant to be like a helmet. Maybe that's why it's kind of plasticky. I mean, you ride a bull in this hat, it goes flying off. Ain't nothing gonna happen to a plastic hat. So maybe that's why it is what it is. We will look on the inside. It's got what looks like 3 brands that say Double R Resistol. So Double R, I guess, stands for Ranch and Rodeo Collection. So these are work hats, I would assume, rather than social hats or going out to church hats. This is a work hat. So it says RR Resistol Collection. The front of the hat says 7X. We're going to talk about that in a minute. I have concerns about that. Back of the hat, it's 7 3/4. These come in numerical sizes, not small, medium, large, extra large, double extra large. These come in the numerical sizes, like a real cowboy hat. and it says made in Mexico. So these are machine made in Mexico, not hand woven, just purely machine made in Mexico. And of course it has the sticker on the side. The color is natural, and it has the warning that California requires Stetson Resistol to put on all their hats that says wearing this hat will cause you to get cancer and have reproductive harm. So if you want to get cancer of the penis, wear this hat. Wear any Stetson hat according to the state of California, and you will get penis cancer. All right, so let's do this. And because this hat looks so much like the Stetson Rancher, I brought my Stetson Rancher out here to the man cave, and I thought we would do a quick side-by-side of the two hats. All right, so here's the Stetson Rancher, here's the Denison. Looking at them from where I'm looking at them from, the difference in quality is very visible. Again, this looks like a plastic milk jug hat from where I'm sitting. This one is a hand-woven Shantung straw hat. They do both have the eyelets for ventilation. They do have the same hat band. This one has a hat pin. But kind of what's chapping my ass about this hat is this is a 10X Shantung Straw Stetson Rancher. As we've talked about before on straw hats, on fur felt hats, X denotes the amount of beaver or rabbit fur that's in the hat. In straw hats, the X denotes the width of the straw and the quality and tightness of the weave. The higher the X, the thinner the width of the straw and the more intricate and tightly woven it is. So this is a 10X hand-woven Shantung Straw, $125 Rancher hat, and Resistol says this is a 7X, which is almost as good as the 10X. This is a plastic hat, people. I mean, it may be Bangora straw, maybe, I mean, I really think this is a damn plastic hat. If not, Bangora straw is some unique element that I have never before encountered. But what's kind of chapping my ass about these two hats is Resistol is saying this is 7X quality for a $40 hat, whereas this is 10X quality Stetson hand-woven Shantung straw hat. You can see it's all marketing. So anyway, this was 4 3/8 height on the crown. This is a 5-inch crown. The Rancher is the largest hat, I believe, in terms of crown and brim that Stetson currently makes. So this is 5-inch crown, 4 3/8, but they both have a 4-inch brim, although I like the shape of this brim much better than the shape of this brim. So this is my personal Rancher. I love this hat. I wear it a lot. If you decide to buy a Rancher, by the way, I have a video where I unboxed and reviewed it. I will link it in the description below. If you decide to buy a Rancher, know that they run just a little bit big. You may want to size down. But I love this hat. But if you're going to wear a Rancher, let me tell you folks, you got to be a big fella like the history nerd here. I mean, I'm 6 feet tall and, a rather girthy man. So I am a large presence. And so you have to have a large presence to wear this big hat. If you were a little fella and you wear this Stetson Rancher hat, you're going to look either like little Enos Burdett from Smokey and the Bandit, or you're going to look like Johnny Paycheck when he was a judge on the Gong Show in the 1970s. So just be aware, if you're a little fella, you may want to stay away from the Stetson Rancher. I'm going to take some pictures and do some side-by-sides showing close-ups of the Rancher's weave and whatever 3D printing they have done on this hat. I hate to keep saying it, but y'all, it really looks bad up close. So anyway, I will put this hat back up. Now comes the time of the video. I think this video is shorter than usual. Now is the time of the video where I try on the hat. And I'm going to do that, even though I'm less than impressed with this hat. I'm not going to return it because it's not Resistol's fault that I ordered the hat. There's nothing wrong with it unless it doesn't fit. I'm going to keep the hat, but I'll tell you, I'm probably not going to wear this hat ever again after I try it on for you folks. So let me take this. I mean, I don't know if you can hear, it sounds plastic. Let me take this Resistol Denison, obviously a work hat, and put it on. It weighs nothing, folks, because it's like air. Like I said, it's like a 3D printed hat. So there you go. I'm sure probably on camera it doesn't look that bad. It didn't look bad on the website, but once you actually hold it in your hands and feel it and look at it up close and get a feel of the look and texture, I don't think you're going to be happy with it. Let me say this. If you are the kind of guy who likes to wear a cowboy hat when you are mowing your yard, the Resistol Denison hat is going to work just great for you, because you're not going to give a damn if you get grass clippings all over it. Hell, you're probably not going to care if this thing goes under the mower and gets chopped into 1,000 pieces, because personally, I wouldn't care if that happened. This is fine for working in the yard, or if you got to dig a ditch, or God bless you if you do blue collar labor. I have more respect in the world for blue collar folks than you can imagine, but this hat's gonna be fine because I mean it's like wearing a helmet. But if you want to go do the boot scooting boogie down at the honky tonk with your gal, or if you decide you want to go skirt chasing down at the juke joint on Saturday night, you're probably going to want to wear a much nicer hat than this Resistol Denison, because ain't no skirt worth chasing going to look at this hat and think you're worth a damn. I'm just going to put it that way. But anyway, like I said, I think this video is shorter than most folks, but I've never had a hat that I was more disappointed in than this one. If you're going to get a hat, y'all, the Stetson Rancher, look, I know it's 125 bucks, but by God, that's a good hat. That's worth it. So anyway, let me end this video by saying, oh wait, I'm supposed to say that I hope this hat makes me look like George Strait and not like George Lindsay, who played Goober on the Andy Griffith Show. I'm going to end this video like I end all my videos by asking you to do 3 things for me. Give me the Fonzie thumbs up, hit subscribe, and then ring that bell so the next time I fire up the old YouTube gizmo, you will be among the first to know. My friends, I thank you for watching this video and all the videos on my channel, and I want to wish you 3 sincere wishes. I want you to be good, be well, be happy, and if you want a Sam's Club Milk Jug 3D printed hat, the Resistol Denison is the hat for you. God bless you, folks. We'll see you next time.